Oma Na Kiki o Hawaii.
Luther had lived among elders who knew the old times. His grandmother, Meli Kahiwa, over 100 when she passed away, had been born in 1823. But it was also his fate to come of age in an era of profound transition, caught between the 19th century and the 20th. When he was a boy, the family moved from Maui to the north coast of the Big Island, the home island of his grandfather, Kahekili Makekau. Luther grew up in the valleys of Waipiʻo and the now uninhabited Waimanu. Though these communities were still in touch with many of the traditional ways, Hawaiian culture was at its lowest ebb. In just 100 years, the native population had been reduced from 500,000 to 50,000. The monarchy had recently been overthrown by foreign interests. Luther was in his teens when laws were passed to forbid the use of spoken Hawaiian in schools and public offices. When your very language is outlawed, maybe something in you is moved to live outside the law.
I remember when he was a policeman, you know, Waipiʻo, they used to make plenty of ʻŌkolehao. And when he needed ʻŌkolehao, he was policeman. So he go to Waipiʻo, he call Hamakua, he tell the policeman, I'm coming over, I'm going down Waipiʻo, I'm going to get some ʻŌkolehao. But no tell the policeman in Hamakua that he was going to go there pinch those people. You know, 5 gallon here, 5 gallon there, and you know, have plenty pockets make ʻŌkolehao in Waipiʻo. By the time he come out from Waipiʻo, he get about 25 gallons. You know, he give 1 quart to the sheriff, and he keep all the rest. And when he need money, well, he used to bring out his quart, 1 quart, $5, and that's good money, you know. And he used to make a lot of money. People tell, oh, Luther, you get plenty of money. Oh, that's easy come, yeah, easy go. Yeah, that's his style, you know.
And Luther was a jokester. If anything, he would extract humor from the situation. For instance, on that same trip to Kahoʻolawe, there was, for the first time, reporters were accompanied the trip, and Luther called me aside and he said, Tomas, we're going to play a joke on these guys. I said, okay. So he goes off into the bushes and he says, you call them when I give you a sign. I said, okay. So later on, I've forgotten about it, and about 20, 30 minutes later, he calls me and he says, go get the reporter. I said, okay. So I go get the one reporter with his camera and all. I says, come over here, there's something stirring in the bushes here. So Luther jumps out of the bushes, and he had taken a goat skull and tied it to his hat and marked it, and taken black cork and earth and marked his face all up so that, you know, and he looked at a frightening figure. I have a good photograph of it. And he started roaring and saying, get off of this island, get off of here, this is my island, I'm the goat man of Kahoʻolawe. And then he started talking in Hawaiian, and the guy was shaking, absolutely, you know, didn't know what was going on. It was a very frightening thing. Of course, all of us, we, you know, after a few moments, we started laughing, and Luther too, he just started roaring, you know.
When he was half shot, he got a little bit starving, and he told me, I'm gonna lie in the middle of the road. I said, no, you're not gonna do that. Took his shirt off, got in the center of the yellow line, and there he was laying down there, cars passing by, people stopping, and I decided to call the police. The policeman says, hello, police department. I say, you know, the Mamo Street, he got one old man over here. I don't know, Make or something wrong, is they lie down the road. Is that right? That's right, because by accident, the old man, so you must to send somebody over here. And then finally the rescue came, and they examined Luther right in the middle of the road, and they decided, well, let's take him to the hospital. When they got him there, they say, well, you look all right. How you know that? How you know? You first can see right through me. I want to stay over here for a little while. So they kept him there for 3 days. When his stomach was filled, he says, now I go home.
He had a wild streak that could not be tamed, and a fiery spirit that was never extinguished. Born a century too late, he inherited a form of warrior energy with no place to express itself in the changing culture of the 20th century. Yet something of that older flame continued to burn.
When you see him coloring himself like an Indian with that achote, that's a Spanish, just like rouge lipstick. Look out.
When Luther would take the lipstick plant and mash it and cover his white hair red, his face red, his arms red. And I remember a few times being with friends and Luther was stalking the streets of Hilo late. And we were working one night at the Culture Center, the theater, and Luther came in and really shook people up because he was in this outfit, and not in an outfit, he was regular clothes, but he was red, and this is when Luther was mean, and he was to be avoided.
But then he quiets down after, we say, a week of that, behavior. He quiets down and he gets back to his normal self again.